Alright. These two rice papers from Ciao were in the December Mixed Media Kit for Jolie. Long story short, somehow they got put in the wrong place. I think they stuck to the plastic, you know, like this kind of plastic with the static, and that's how they got put in the wrong spot. So I'm doing a fourth project with the two rice papers. These are nice rice papers too, by the way. I like them. Kind of sad that I have to use them. Yeah, excited. Anyhow, so I'm gonna do something. I don't know if this is a good idea. We can certainly hope so. I'm going to coat them, completely coat them with, on the backside, yes, on purpose, on the backside, I'm going to coat them with the vintage medium from the kit. Alright, there's that. Gonna let these dry, and while that's happening, I'll work on my next step and prepare that, because it's gonna be using my cutting machine, I think. Anyhow, I am gonna let these dry now all the way, and then after that I'll be back to move on to the next step. I'm got everything cut out. It is a mourner's top hat from the Silhouette Design Store, and the design ID is 67665. I'll have the information in the blog, along with a link to the instructions. It's a Snapdragon snippet design, and they have a web address for the assembly instructions. I'm going to I have these laid out how I cut them, because even though they do have letters, I can't see them very well on this paper, or on the rice paper. So I'm keeping them together how I cut them out, because then I'm just going to use the cut file as reference when I put it together. And that I won't make you watch me put it all together. I'm going to try to start it, and then once I figure out my process, I will return and try to explain what it is that is happening down here. Right here, I am working on putting the panels together. Now, I should probably mention the original size for the cut file makes a 9-inch hat, I believe is what it said. So obviously I scaled this down. I think it was around 50%, so I could just fit it on 2 sheets of rice paper. Since this was going to be made out of the kit, that's what I had. I didn't want to really add anything else, since this was a oops, I forgot I had that paper type of project. But anyhow, so this is about half the size, and I'm putting the panels together, and I laid them out in the order they have to connect, and then I'm putting together 2 by 2. I'm just using Fabri-Tac because it's fast and it's permanent, and I didn't know how well other glues might react with the this stuff here, the collage medium. I mean, if it was just rice paper, any kind of paper glue I think would have worked, but with the collage medium being, I don't know, kind of slick, I thought that the Fabri-Tac would work better. So I'm just going to finish. Now I'll glue these together and then I'll join those together. And like the instructions say, I just start at the bottom tab. And then after, and I won't work my way. I don't want this slipping around on me. It's delicate as it is. So then after all the bottom tabs are joined, I'll give it some time to dry. And then I'll come back and shape it and start joining the upper tabs. Now, I was thinking, because obviously rice paper, it's not, you know, exactly stiff. This is where these little strips of chicken wire come in. I can't tell you where they came from. I did not buy them. I received them in a swap from Robbie. I may have to ask him where he got it. But I'm thinking that I can take these strips, and I cut them a little bit longer so that they could be folded over and add stability to the brim of the hat and the top of the hat when it's getting put together. But now here's the big but, is because I also have to shape the top and glue the upper tabs, while at the same time trying to make it a structurally sound project, craft, piece, whatever. So I do have that little bit of a predicament there. Now I thought I could go this way maybe, but I don't think so. I have no choice. I have to figure out how I'm going to convince it all to stay together. First things first. I'm going to try, now these kind of fold out. To do that. Yeah. One, like I only have 1, 2, 3. I have basically 4. I haven't cut this one down yet. Four strips of chicken wire. And I also think, to help these stay together while I work on each little section, I'm going to be adding some double-sided tape to these tabs. Okay, I'm going to try, before I get going too far, I'll try to explain. I'm trying to place the bits of chicken wire as best I can as I go along. I don't know if this is going to necessarily work out the way I hope. I have to wait and see. So I'm just trying to get it placed, and I'm going to try to shape it as I go a little bit. And then I'll see where I can go from there. Alright, I'm doing this. I'm going to do this in sections. Sort of a half and half deal. And I'll do the bottom half. And then I will let it dry. Once I have, let me see. I think actually also along the bottom edge. So I have like 2 little strips left of paper, so maybe right there. I'll trim this one down a little bit. And I'm going to sandwich the chicken wire in between the scrap rice paper and the cut rice paper. Since I have this drawing right now, I have these really small kabokkins, these things here. And I'm going to use them to cover the 2 circles that will be going as I guess they're they're buttons. This goes, on the outside of the hat. Give it that wraparound. They'll go over these holes here. And since I have all these drying, and I'm not going to be doing anything anytime soon right here, at least not until after lunch. I'll give this some time to dry. I figured I'd put these together. I do kind of need this bent out at these score lines, because that's the way the hat is shaped. My edges are mostly dried down where that brim went. But I have a little bit of crazing left. And so I'm just going to craze everywhere. The crackle medium has had a lot of time to dry. I got distracted on other projects, and it being December, and haven't actually been back there. At least I know it's dry, because I think it's probably been close to a week right now. I think you can see it's hard. There, you can see the crackling effect along there. And that's the best place to see it. It's hard to pick it up on the camera unless it's super thick, and I don't have it super thick. So now before I'm trying to figure out which direction I have it. Oh, there it is. This is the side that these little pieces will go on. I was trying to find it. They'll go here, but not yet. They'll go on top. Right now, what I want to do is I want to spray it, and I think I'm just going to use the Gossamer Gold from Lindy's Gain that came in the kit. There, you can see it there. And you can see the chicken wire does show up, the shape of it. And you can see the gold from the Lindy's Gain. I'm having trouble speaking already. On here, and it's nice and dry. And I glued those on. I had to. I dropped one, almost lost it behind a piece of furniture, and they were going on as soon as they could. My next order of business, I want to put a band on here. And I'm going to use this glittery ribbon. I have it marked already of how I'm going to have to trim the width of it so that it fits under the I guess it's supposed to be a button, sort of a button. I think this is American Crafts. My ribbons are hung up on a small curtain rod, and so I just pulled off. If I remember correctly, it's American Crafts. I've had it for quite a few years. Alright, I have it trimmed down. And now, like I said, this is a few years old, so I'm going to add extra glue. It's actually self-adhesive, but I really wouldn't put a lot of faith in it still being, well, it's actually pretty sticky still. But I love my glue, so I'm going to be adding some extra. All of these snowflakes here are from my stash. They're from Renee Bouquets. It's her beautiful board. And I'm going to mix them up a bit. Nope. I'm going to do the smaller ones, the medium and the littler ones in the Gossamer Gold. Then I'm going to do this large double stacked one in the Treasure Island Aqua. So close to having this put together. I'm just going to grab up some gloss super heavy, just because it happens to be the one I have open of my super heavies. I don't think I've, nope. And I'm gonna get this, and then I'm gonna put all those little snowflakes on. And there you have it. My cluster of snowflakes. There they are. My cluster of snowflakes. Now I'll set it aside to give the gel time to dry. I hope you enjoyed this project, and I hope it gave you some ideas on what you can do with items that come in the Trey Jolie December Mixed Media Kit. I hope you join us in the future, and thank you for joining us here at Trey Jolie today.